This time on Roadkill, this truck nearly killed us, but we overcame.
Less than our F-250.
And man, it is clapped out.
Oh, it's junk.
But we rescued it.
Fixed.
We're in Sandy, Oregon. Our crew guy Mason bought this 67 F-250 4x4, and it's got like a later model grill and stuff, so don't freak out when you see it and you're like, that's not a 67. But regardless, we're going to Wildcat Auto Wrecking, and we're gonna go shopping. This is a Mopar-only yard.
Do you think they'll let us on the property in our Ford? What is this, an F-250?
Yeah, 4x4. This truck's great.
So far, so good. We've got a little getting used to the shifter.
Yeah, the carburetor's pretty terrible.
Like, it just has a happy spot near wide open throttle, and that's it. But our crew guy, Mason, drove this over 100 miles, so I humiliate myself if I have trouble with it.
I know.
Yeah. Being out here in the Pacific Northwest, driving an F-250 from the late 60s, long bed, 4x4 on skinny tires, it's just something feels right about it to me.
100%.
Really?
Yeah. We could just drive this home and fix it for Mason, since he obviously would not be able to solve this carburetor on his own.
No.
I'm starting to fall in love with the F-250. I'm seriously considering driving it home now.
It would be a joyous drive.
That's not very good.
It surges.
And pops. Made it. Yeah. I love the truck, but man, it runs like doo-doo.
It does.
The Wildcat Auto Wrecking in Sandy, Oregon. It's a Mopar-only yard, and they have everything, including the wiring harness that we removed from the General Mayhem. So why are we here? Let's just review. A very recent episode of Roadkill Garage had me and Dulcich going to Yakima, Washington to pick up my Wagoneer. And on the road home with the Wagoneer, we stopped by another wrecking yard where Dulcich impulsively bought a 1964 Cadillac DeVille. The DeVille, as you know, is the convertible model. And we weren't able to resist the Cadillac, so we began to motor that thing home. But then we left it right here at Wildcat Auto Wrecking. So on this episode of Roadkill, we had planned to bring the Cadillac all the way home. But then Mason, our crew guy, bought that 67 F-250. And Dulcich and I drove it over here and just fell in love with the thing. So what's gonna happen is Dulcich and I are gonna drive that F-250, hopefully fix it up for Mason along the way. Probably not. And then he is gonna drive the Cadillac. And what this means is that we have twice the chances at failure, but look at it this way. It's also double the chance that at least one of them is gonna make it all the way back to Steve's house. So that's the plan. We're gonna surf around here at the wrecking yard just for a little bit because we can, and then we're gonna hit the road.
We can't rescue our crew member from this truck, but we may be able to rescue the truck from our crew member.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You know what I like about this one?
No.
Is the key all the way over here.
Just like a CUDA.
Yeah. Well, the CUDA's on the tail panel. This is on the trunk.
If you were a collector of police vehicles, it's pure gold.
Oh, there's a bunch of C-bodies over here. Wow, look at that Challenger. This is factory pink. I'm really bad at years on
I think
these.
it's probably a 58, I would guess.
Yeah, I'm not good at that, but I know it's pink. Man, we had a great time walking around Wildcat Auto. We didn't see anything that we wanted to rescue this time. Nothing that was anywhere near running and driving. So I guess we're gonna take off and cross your fingers. We'll see how far we make it.
Be prepared, it's not gonna start.
I know. Ugh. Woo! Wow, look at it smoke out the valve cover. That's got no spark. Stop. You're gonna kill the starter.
I think what we need to do is get one of the production vehicles and put jumper cables to the battery.
Give it a shot. That should fire. It's cranking fast. Wait. Yes! All right, speed, 8,000 RPM.
Yeah. Woohoo!
So you know, this will be a comedy. Let's go. So what are your bets, Steve? Are these both gonna make it all the way to your place?
Oh, 100%.
Which one are we gonna work on more?
This truck,
Yeah. I
that
think so,
Cadillac's
too.
pretty much turnkey as long as we keep oil in it.
Yeah. So here's what this truck is.
So let's hear it.
It's a 1967 F-250. It's got later model, like, front clip on it, grill and fenders, and a different bed. It's a Ford FE engine, FE meaning Ford Edsel. It's a 352, we presume, and it's an NP 435 four-speed transmission with granny low, and I think it's a 205 transfer case, but I have not looked at it to confirm.
What rear end do they use in these?
This should have a Dana 60 and a Dana 44.
Oh, okay. And it's a divorce transfer case, I presume?
Yeah.
It does kind of fit the country here.
I love it. Thinking about moving here.
Have you seen any Sasquatches yet?
Not yet. Wow, this thing's smoking out the left bank pretty hard.
Yeah, it is.
I would let this thing cool off and then we should work on it.
Yeah.
We should do goop, we should do coolant, we should do something about the carburetor.
Yeah. Once you get going at steady speed, though, I think it's fairly okay.
Where's the hood? Maybe we can lube the hood hinges.
Yeah.
We're anxious to hit the road here, but we figure we need to go through some maintenance. So we're gonna change the oil, change the spark plugs, check the charging system, spray the carburetor because there's not much else we can do right now, and then try it again. Steven mentioned he thought this was a 205 transfer case, which is actually really good. It's not. This is a Spicer Model 24. It is a two-speed, like an F100 would have a Spicer 21 that is actually a transfer case with no low range. Steve, do you mind throwing me a gear oil? Let's hit this with some sauce.
David, come on. Control yourself.
All right, trans.
Hey, David.
There's the one.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, look at that one.
Bingo.
That one's pumping a little oil.
Was that 8?
That was...
Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? It's numbered.
Isn't it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
No.
Yes, it's number 8. In which case, I wasn't going to argue with you.
This one is junk.
Yes.
Wow. That is a lot of oil. Trans is good.
Good. This battery is not a very comfortable seat, but it's all I've got.
This is a Dana 60 rear axle, and it should have 456 gears in it with really short tires. That is gonna buzz some RPM on the highway.
David, I think you might have some digestive issues need addressing.
This thing was empty. I got all the oil drained out. I think we decided to go 2 goops and 3 quarts of actual oil. 1 goop in. What I'm pouring in here is super thick, super goo, high mileage engine treatment.
So there's no ambiguity about it. This carburetor is not functioning properly. Thinking maybe there's just a little bit of dirt in the air bleeds or something like that. I'm gonna try spraying it out with some carb cleaning brake cleaner. If it doesn't work any better, we'll probably have to take it apart and rebuild it. I really doubt that's going to do anything, but might as well give it a shot.
Cranking slow. Oh, it wanted to, it wanted to. There it goes. It's gonna go. Got it. I think we should check the firing order on this thing. Could lead to it running the way it is. Ah, that's a lot of smoke out of the valve cover. I'm gonna check the voltage, see if it's charging, which it isn't. Went from 11.6 to 11.9.
I don't think that's charging
I don't think it is either.
What you just witnessed right there is a FE big block Ford running terribly.
154-26378.
Okay.
So here's 15463. Ah, I was hoping that was way wrong.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at the points to see how they are. It appears to be new. The lobes on the cam are not junk. The distributor doesn't have too much wobble in it.
These are all carboned up.
Yeah. I think we're gonna attempt to buy a new cap for the thing and see if that helps. Okay, go, Steve. So much better. The other problem we're experiencing is that the charging system is not working, which we tested just a minute ago.
Yeah, I didn't see anything here on the amp meter, which...
Yeah, wonder, this has got a new alternator on it. Oh, wait, there's wires falling off of it. Okay, I'm gonna make Steve troubleshoot that because he made me change all the fluids, and I'm gonna go get a distributor cap. Part store is just like in this parking lot, super handy. I'm making you rewire the alternator while I go get a distributor cap.
Okay. Okay, so that's not connected to anything. This one seems to be connected to something. We're trying to get the charging system working. We found a brand new regulator in the truck bed, and I'm gonna put that in and see if it helps. It can't hurt. So, here it goes.
Old cap, new cap. Okay, I don't know if that'll help, but it can't hurt. Now we're gonna test it. Firing. 12.1, 12.2, 12.3, 4, 5. That works. And you'll notice that it runs slightly better. That carburetor is still trash, but we're gonna deal with that later. We gotta find a store that has a carb kit. For now, we're hitting the road.
It has to find carburetor. Man, that's terrible.
Yeah. Oh, we're going east to Mount Hood before we go south.
Okay. It needs that perfect blend of RPM, throttle position, and speed.
It's definitely the carburetor.
Or it could be fuel delivery.
Or that, yeah. It's kind of refreshing not knowing the temperature or oil pressure.
An overheating issue, the engine will speak to us by the smell.
Start to clatter.
The valve train clattering, the inevitable rod knock, the engine seizing.
Right. That guy thought he was getting shot.
Yeah. The engine's dead.
It doesn't like the sudden decel.
The engine's dead.
This thing died coming down the hill because when you lift off the throttle, I think the idle is too low. We pushed it in here with the help of crew guys and a good Samaritan, which was cool. And now we're gonna see if we can get it running. Yeah, it puked everywhere out the bypass. Steve's gonna idle it up now to see if we can fix that dying problem. Start!
Come on!
Ah.
We need jumper cables.
We need a new fix for this. Sounds good. All right, let me check spark. Hold on, big fire. There we go, it stopped. When you stopped cranking, it stopped burning.
Maybe the coil got hot and now it's not giving a very strong spark. Like, is it a baby spark? Like baby, not baby shark, don't break out into song here.
It jumped half an inch or a quarter inch.
Okay.
Set everything on fire.
Well, you could do a song called Baby Spark if you want to.
No, thanks.
Got ourselves a brand new high-performance coil, so hopefully our spark will be more intense and this thing will fire through the fog of blow-by and oil contamination and whatever else. It sounds better to me.
Andy idled it up, so it's running faster now. So what do you think? Did it fire up because of the coil or because it cooled down?
Cool down.
Yeah.
And the coil.
Yeah, win! Ha ha!
That was pretty good. Engine's dead. How far do we get?
38 yards.
Oh.
It's arguably worse than before. It's just...
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
Attaboy.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a lot of pressure.
That is definitely hot.
We didn't even get a quarter of a mile down the road, and it started to really buck and not want to cooperate. Don't do this at home. It can be dangerous. Okay, gotten rid of all the dangerous pressure. Ready?
So the voltage is 10.6 while it's running, but it's only 6 volts when you turn the ignition on. So what I'm seeing here is that it doesn't have full power to the coil when cranking at all, and when it is running, it's low power. We're gonna try a jumper wire from the battery to the coil to see if it makes it run any better.
Oh, for crying out loud, now we got trouble.
We're at the point of troubleshooting by guess. Steve told me to advance the timing, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's advanced. Give it a shot.
Minivan. It's so painful.
This is what you get when you let a production assistant buy a car.
It is absolutely agonizing.
Yes. All right, crew, we need your minivan again. What we're gonna do this time is jump it directly to the starter relay. Didn't do anything.
Do you want to give it a shot of ether and then I'll just start it right up?
The ether's a proven failure.
Yeah, I know, but it makes me feel better.
Yeah, you like it.
It worked.
Let's go.
Mason, move that Cadillac.
Is it not gonna want to climb the hill?
It will.
That's fuel, right?
Sure does feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, this engine's shot. Although I notice it's not smoking today because of the goop.
Yeah.
We're climbing up the grade to Mount Hood. This is frustrating.
It's not getting any gas.
Nah. That's a wide spot. You want to stop? What a mess. All right, our new theory is fuel delivery problem is why it won't climb a hill. And the problem with not starting when hot?
It's unrelated.
Unrelated, but frustrating.
We suspect that the built-in fuel filter on the mechanical fuel pump is clogged up because it seems like we're having fuel starvation. Now, that's a cartridge-type filter, and we don't have an extra one, but we do have an inline filter, an electric fuel pump, and a bunch of hose.
We've totally butchered this fuel system together with a ton of hose and zip ties and a pump that we had in the trunk of the Cadillac from our last adventure. I've got it really poorly wired here. What we're gonna do is run the pump and hope that we see fuel flowing in this filter, as long as it doesn't catch on fire.
Hope so.
There it goes.
Really?
Sweet. No leak at the carburetor. What we're doing here is arranging the ground wire for the fuel pump to be grounded inside the cab. That way we can turn it on and off without having to open the hood. Try it, Steve. It's working! All right, Steve, the pump's running. You want to see if it'll fire?
Of course.
Perfect.
This is literally the best it's ever run.
Watch this be the whole fix for the whole thing. Let's go. Oh!
It's me no happy. Ah!
I heard one thing fire.
We need starting fluid.
Steve's making me do starting fluid.
Come on, start!
This thing will not run on ether. How does that make any sense?
You won't start, you won't climb a hill. Oh, truck. Our boy Mason came and bought you. Oh, truck.
We're chasing our tails.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, it's one thing, it's the next, it's the next. It's like,
Get back?
oh, what's this?
Yeah, I know.
Look at that.
I just saw that.
Ah.
Something's shorting out inside this distributor.
We found a major and unusual problem with that dead short that was going on in the distributor. The condenser wire, which is connected also to the points power wire, was grounding out against the breaker plate. That should solve all of this. I also noticed that there's some carbon tracking on the tip of the rotor here, so we're just gonna sand that a little bit here on the ground. All right, I'm proud of that. We're good. Rotor, cap. As the sun sets on a beautiful Oregon day here on Roadkill, we're gonna make this thing run and GTFO. Make it run, Steve.
I will make it run right now. You ready?
Like that. Keep it running.
That's the best it's ever run.
Bye-bye. Oh, this is the best it's ever run.
I know.
Oh, still no good. That was not expert troubleshooting on our behalf. We did not display expertise. Well, we eliminated fuel delivery, which I think was a problem.
Yeah,
We solved the short in the distributor, which was clearly a problem.
absolutely.
And now we're down to the carburetor just being garbage.
Yeah, which it's been all along. Once we get past Mount Hood, the rest of the state is conquered. Right?
Yep. Now we're going downhill. I feel pretty good.
It likes downhill.
And cooler weather. Oh yeah, that's cool outside now.
Yeah, actually, it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
I like it as much as the truck.
Yeah. It's getting into the 60s, I think. Man, what an adventure this has been. We named the truck Pops because that's all it really does. You didn't see it on camera, but we like ran out of gas in the middle of the highway. Big Bad Thrash, get out, fill it up, go. It was like a disaster. And then Mason, who's driving the Cadillac and who owns the Ford, told us that this thing is starting to clatter, meaning the valve train's starting to make noise. So I'm gonna stop and put some goop and some oil in it. 1 goop, 2 oils, and ready to go. What a pain this thing is. Yeah. We gotta fix this tomorrow. No question. We're in Bend, Oregon. Yesterday was a snafu, even by roadkill standards. See, we need to make 220 miles a day in order to get all the way home, and we only made 130. To me, the problem is we're throwing parts at it, we're flailing, and we need like home, complete peace, and actual troubleshooting. So that's what we're gonna do, is work on the truck. We're gonna troubleshoot the thing in order. And then after that, we need to work on the Cadillac because it sounds like the starter's probably falling off.
Yeah, I think you're right on that diagnosis.
I want to check for vacuum leak, then compression test.
Okay, we can do it that way.
Yeah, he's going for the Dulcich 3 pump. We got the fuel pump going. The accelerator pump does work in this thing, by the way. Running. So far, so good. I'm gonna say it's good. Yeah, I think it's all right. All right, shut it off so it doesn't get too hot. Next thing we're gonna do is pull out all the spark plugs and do a compression test.
Still very oily.
It's way worse than the others.
Yeah, that one is me no happy.
Yeah. Here's our compression testing tool. We've got all of the spark plugs out. Steve's gonna crank it. This thing is gonna show us a PSI, and we'll see if there's any one cylinder that's worse than the others. Number 5. Okay, that was 60, Steve.
Yeah, that's all you get is 5 cranks.
Okay, that was 100.
That fires.
Yeah. Now we're going to cylinder number 7.
Let me guess, 85.
That's exactly what that is. All right, now we're going to number 8. This is our biggie. Wow, 70.
70?
Yeah, it's junk. All of these should be like 120-ish. Yeah, that's really bad. That's a big part of this thing not starting, is it's got no compression. And when the rings are that shot, they also don't draw fuel on the intake stroke. They need to have a good seal in order to create a pressure drop. So it's got no vacuum leak, no compression.
No compression. Not only is the engine trash, but the carburetor's garbage and the distributor is junk.
So what do you want to do next, distributor or carburetor?
How about if we go with the carburetor? I've been itching to rebuild that carburetor since we started.
We got a rebuild kit here in town, and what's amazing is a local parts store actually had this distributor, so we're gonna mess with that later as well. Look at that crud right there. Hopefully that's all the way through the carburetor and the passages and stuff. It'll explain our problem. That is straight up dirt. Yeah. There's crud in the carb.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, look at that.
Are you serious?
Dead cereal.
Our jet area has been reduced to probably 1/3 of its original size.
You can also see the silt in the back of this one and not as much in that one.
Hey, David, are we gonna bother with this rebuild kit?
Steve.
I didn't want to ask you a rhetorical question, but everything came off just perfectly serviceable.
The only reason we needed the rebuild kit is so that we had the confidence to take the carburetor apart, but we're Freiburger and Dulcich. We don't need that. No carburetor can stop us.
No.
Ta-da! Our new carburetor has arrived. It's actually not new at all. We took it apart, cleaned it up. We're gonna put it back on. It's gonna run like fuel injection. Okay, let's reinstall it. Now we find out if the carburetor works. Ooh, what if it starts really easily? We got the thing running, but it still runs terrible. I'm gonna check the timing because I think that could be way out of whack. Okay, rev it up. When I was trying to do the ignition timing, it was super erratic. Sometimes the light wasn't flashing at all. Other times it was telling me like 13 degrees. Sometimes it was 30 degrees. And here's why. I totally should have believed Dulcich when he said this yesterday or day before yesterday, that the breaker plate in this distributor is so loose, it's junk, which explains why the point gap changed. Remember last night when you were all crawled in here and I was saying, how does the gap just change from one stop to another? That's why. Look at it.
I think it's flopping around the deck like a fish out of water.
We were able to get a new distributor. I can't believe small town Oregon had those.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they drive a lot of high boys around here.
All the good stuff.
Yeah. Check this out. The brand new distributor has a sticker on it that says, warranty void if removed. You can't install the distributor without removing the cap. This is a crazy world.
I know.
I got it out, Steve.
Okay.
The thing you don't want to do is drop the oil pump push rod down into the crankcase. Because, see, it is a hex-shaped shaft that goes in there, and it should have a retaining clip so that it can't come up, but sometimes they will. Fortunately, I saved it. New. All right, Steve's already lubed the distributor gear. Okay, in the right spot. There. Got it.
You did?
Nailed it, Steve.
Freiburger.
Yeah.
Your talent never ceases to amaze me. Nice move on that.
Finally, we think it's fixed, although I'm not gonna swear to anything till we drive it. We stabbed that distributor in there. I timed it to 12 degrees initial, 30 degrees total, pretty conservative. It finally runs smooth. I think it's gonna be perfect. Whoa! Dude! Okay, in my defense, that thing was dangling like a piece of spaghetti and not even al dente.
Well, it kept changing all the time.
That's the thing!
Sometimes it would hit and sometimes it wouldn't.
Sometimes it would spark, sometimes it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was 13 degrees, sometimes it was 30. We still have to fix the Cadillac, though.
I think maybe the starter's falling out of that.
I think so.
If I could go wide open, I couldn't go wide open before.
This is great. My distributor was junk, and the carburetor had major problems.
Oh, yeah, they both were junk.
Yep.
And we're not backfiring, you know, like...
No, this is so much better. Night and day difference. Wow, this thing is good. It's actually unbelievable, the difference. It is completely drivable, no bogging. You can go wide open.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Yeah. Never question the Dulcich when he says the distributor is bad. Cadillac, we gotta look at the starter.
Here's the thing with the Cadillac. It seems to be running pretty good despite burning copious amounts of oil, but every time you start it, the starter gronches. I think it may just be falling off.
Sounds like it to me, because when it's running, it also goes... Oh, you're moving the whole transmission.
Yeah. It's got a new torque converter.
Oh, there's an adapter. Yeah. We went down to fix the starter and found out that, like, everything's loose down there. Primarily, the torque converter bolts are not tight to the flex plate. We were also looking, the transmission has an adapter to go to the engine that's cast iron about that thick. And there's like an unusual amount of wiggle between them, but we can't tell if that's just flex or normal. So first thing we're gonna do is tighten up the converter. And by we, I mean Steve. Clear?
Yep.
It's backing up, isn't it?
Stop right there.
Stopping there, keys are out.
Well, kind of explored that noise, as you know. I mean, you found the loose torque converter bolt, so that was a problem. And I tightened those all up, but the starter doesn't engage the flywheel very well. It's making a lot of grunging, but it's functional, and it's not, you can't just stick a shim in there and fix that, so.
Ah, that is hideous, but we're not fixing it. All right, let's get out of here. I thought we had this thing fixed.
Me too.
We're on the highway and it started surging and running bad, and then it just shut off twice.
I'm kind of in favor of putting the mechanical pump back on. We know that a lot of times those pumps don't like to lift, and then you add all the heat, it might not be happy.
We've been hashing this out, and I think what we decided to do is hook back up the mechanical fuel pump and get rid of the electric one, which we installed just sort of as a guess. Let's see if it works. It should fire right up. It should be gas in the bowl.
Yeah.
Ugh. Steve says it's fixed. And when Dulcich talks, people listen. Yeah, this thing runs hot.
Yeah, it does.
This is a debacle. We're driving down the highway, and once again, it starts running out of gas, surging, bucking, dying. The thing is, when it's that hot, if it blows off a radiator hose or the cap bypasses and it hits you in the face, you're gonna look like Freddy Krueger. Oh, we're taking the hood off. Ready?
Ah, man, it's heavy.
It is.
Ah. It seemed like it settled in place.
Yeah, it like fit itself in.
Nice.
Will it work?
Will it start?
Yeah. Yes. There it goes. Ah. Ah. The curve of my emotions looks like a cardiogram,
I know.
and it's soon to flatline.
I know, me too.
Ah! This is among the most frustrating roadkills ever. This is stupid. I took a bolt off the hood. I am gonna shove it in here. I'm gonna hold it near the valve cover, and it should spark. Nothing. After another session of a ridiculous amount of troubleshooting, we finally figured it out. We traced it all back down inside the distributor, and we noticed there was a huge spark across the ignition points when they would open. Those sparks will eat up the points, which is exactly what happened. They were destroyed. One of two reasons. First, this condenser that was in our brand new distributor could be garbage. Second of all, the points that were in our brand new distributor could be garbage. There's actually a third reason that's a big possibility, which is that when you're running an MSD coil or any coil that doesn't have an internal ballast resistor, with points ignition, you end up needing a ballast resistor to reduce the voltage to the coil. Now, I had measured that earlier, and when we were running, we only had about 9 volts. I thought that was okay. Maybe it only wants 7. We'll find out. Normally, if you're running a ballast resistor, you've got a circuit that bypasses it while it's cranking, so the thing will start, and then it'll run at lower voltage. We don't have that right now, so it only has 2 volts to the coil. Let's find out. Bring it up and hold it! Seven and a half when running, and it seems to fire up. I'm calling it great. Let's get out of here. Finally.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Oh, man. Oh, it's so nice to hear it running great again.
I know.
Woo! Ah.
I'm glad it started with the ballast resistor.
Look at all that oil pressure.
Yeah,
It's a flawless piece of equipment.
it is now. It was a flawed piece of equipment before.
Yeah, it was horrible. I'm glad that you took that bullet.
Yeah,
It
well,
was pretty frustrating to drive. I hope the stupid Cadillac doesn't break and ruin our trip.
it won't.
We looked at the map, and there's a dirt road down here. Obviously, we got to check that out.
Look at this bridge.
Pretty nice.
Wow.
Well, at dinner last night, we bought Mason a Shirley Temple, and he was telling us that he was actually crying driving his own truck. It's really bad, all the oil smoke pouring into this thing, and that's what we have to fix. But you bought stuff yesterday.
Obviously, I came up with an ingenious solution to that problem.
I know.
All right, check Check it out, Freiburger.
So you're putting the thing on.
Just on breather cap.
And then, oh, you're making a road draft tube.
How did you know?
Yeah.
The hose goes into the hole.
Kind of a press fit.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And then...
Who are you gonna aim it at?
Right out the wheel well.
Oh, I figured you were gonna make me suffer.
No, no. It's fixed.
I know, it looks great. That was ingenious.
Thank you, Freiburger.
So it's gonna be 106 degrees today.
Oh, warm and balmy.
The hood is off, so I think we're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
We're headed to another junkyard. Looks like everything's fixed.
Yeah. I'm liking it right now. The tendency is to go too fast, so my only thing is not to let it get away from me.
Yeah, don't push it.
No. I'll keep it at 60 tops.
We made it to Big M Auto Wrecking in Williams, California. Whoa.
Look at all these cool cars.
I know. This is a great yard. This place is a gold mine.
Wow.
Wow. When you first come in here, it's like junkyard nirvana. You look at all the steering wheels, all the hubcaps, and to me, the old signs are the greatest. Look at the ancient oil company credit card sign, and there's way more. This is just great. Look at all of this stuff. As great as this whole yard is, the best treasures are right here. There's the 57 Fury, which is like a Christine car. But look at this. It's a 1969 Hearst Olds. This thing is one of 914 made. They were a special Hearst edition. They've got a fiberglass hood with the scoops on them. There's also a wing on the back that's fiberglass. The engine is a 455, 380 horsepower, 500 pound-feet. That is like a legit, very rare muscle car. And you just don't see them like this. That's as cool as it gets. I've seen this many engines at a yard before. I've just never seen them stored like this. Wow. Man, I love this stuff. But unfortunately, it's time to go. Can you get it started?
Betcha.
Ooh, best yet.
You've got it all tuned up, my man. Let's get out of here and head for home.
From here, both of the vehicles just made it home, no problem. But what a way to bookend an episode, from junkyard to junkyard. As a matter of fact, the whole thing is about junk. From the Wagoneer, to the Cadillac, to the Ford truck that ran horribly when we started. And that's the message this whole episode. If you've got a vehicle and you think it doesn't run that good, just grab a friend and hit the road. It's the only thing that's gonna force you to fix the thing. And yeah, our troubleshooting was a little bit clunky, but ultimately we made that truck run better than any vehicle on 6 cylinders really should. So you know what? Buy garbage, grab a friend, make it run, hit the road, and have a blast. Oh, and visit junkyards at every chance you get, because that's what we do on Roadkill.
This time on Roadkill, we bring a redneck limo back to life, drive 500 miles across California, and Freiburger makes his best pass ever in his 56 Chevy. Just not on this one. It was before, you should have seen it. It was incredible.
Did the drive shaft fall out of it? All right, Finnegan, you ready for me to get all literary on you?
Oh, I love this part of the show.
Here it comes.
Yes.
The best laid plans of mouse motors and men may often go awry.
Very smooth.
What do you think? Robert Burns, he was a Scot. It was a poem or something like that. It was
I
great.
believe you.
Steinbeck wrote a book later of Mice and Men. Anyway, the plan that completely went upside down on this episode is that we wanted to take my completely lovable 56 Chevy and race it at the last 4 drag strips in California that I've never been to. Unfortunately, there's like 80 to 100% chance of rain for the next few days, which means it's going to be completely dry.
Yes, it usually works out that way.
It does. But we're on slicks, we have no side windows, it's going to spray the whole engine with water, and we have no wipers. These sound like a lot like excuses, don't they?
Opportunities is what I like to think of them as.
Normal roadkill, we just hop in this thing. But instead, we have an even more absurd plan. First of all, we're gonna put this on a trailer. Second of all, we're gonna tow it behind Mike's new truck.
You love my choice in vehicles. I know you do. This is amazing.
It's amazing. I'll give you that.
Oh, so this is a 1986 Chevrolet Crew Cab Dually that might have been stretched a little bit into a limousine for a very specific purpose. And that purpose was picking up patrons from one bar to take them to a club where people might take their clothes off, allegedly.
This isn't making me want to ride in this truck.
Well, I'm sure they cleaned it before they sold it to me, you know? No, they didn't. They did not at all. And I don't know if it runs or drives. There's a car phone, dude.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, look, wood grain wheel.
I'm all in.
Two-tone velour, brown carpet, dude. I mean.
It's disgusting. It's a big block. Does it run?
I mean, it did when I bought it, but I let it sit here for probably a year, so.
Here's the thing about this episode is Finnegan is absolutely showing his ass.
I didn't see it at first, but yeah, that's Harry S.
He's cute.
So we're at Hot Rod Ranch here in Lompoc, California, and we've been here a bunch of times because Gil and his brothers have a knack for finding all of the cool automotive treasures. In fact, they were the ones that found the '66 Corvette that I bought that we fixed up on Roadkill and road tripped here. And the last time we were here during that trip is when I fell in love with this red behemoth right here. We're gonna try to get it running here today by dragging it in the building, and then we're gonna road trip it with Freiburger's car on the back until we can find a drag strip that is not underwater.
That's good.
Sweet.
This is my 1956 Chevy that we call the field car. I bought it years ago as a bare body with no front clip. And the thing is, it was mint, no rust whatsoever. Meanwhile, the Hot Rod Garage Show on Motor Trend had a 56 Chevy that they rebuilt, and it had a rusty pile of garbage for a body, but they made the frame great. So on an episode of Roadkill Garage, Steve Dulcich and I did a body and frame swap. We put the Hot Rod Garage chassis underneath my 56 Chevy body. Later on, we ended up installing what we call the COVID 350. It's a 350 small block Chevy that I built during the pandemic lockdowns, and I just used like spare parts in my garage to make that happen. It made 500 horsepower on an episode of Engine Masters, and it runs to 7,000 RPM. This car's great. I think the quickest that it's been at this point in the quarter miles, 11:45 at like 118. And that's why I wanted to drag race it this week. And I don't think we're gonna get a shot until the very end of the episode when they claim it's not gonna rain. Okay, battery. Is there a switcher? How does this work?
There's a isolator right there.
Oh yeah.
And then there's a solenoid there, and there's a button on the dash, and you can switch from battery to battery. I'm pretty sure this one is dead.
This thing has got the 454 carbureted engine with 230 horsepower.
It's slow enough that you don't need a battery hold down in this. You just put it in there and call it good, I guess.
All right, I'm gonna see if it'll crank. Oh, wow. Only has one dead hole. Hear how it cranks fast once? That's one cylinder with no compression. Starting fluid, maybe? That's a quadjet. Install about a quart of gas in there. Ready?
Give it a shot.
That's gonna work.
All right. That sounds really bad.
Is this how it runs? Oh, the choke's completely closed. Hold on, let me get a screwdriver. See, it fires right up. Let me throw some more gas in it. Just a little splash.
Now we have fire.
Yeah, we do.
All right, we're troubleshooting. Why doesn't it want to run? Well, it's pretty apparent it doesn't have fuel going to the carburetor. We're not sure that both tanks have fuel in them. We're not sure that the switching selector valve between the tanks work. We're not sure the fuel pump's working. Is the ignition on? Oh, hold on. I don't think the fuel switcher's doing anything. Either it's totally dead back here or I don't have a good ground. I'm not sure which. I don't know. You may want to check fuses.
Okay.
Because nothing's lighting up back here.
Heater, stop hazard, taillights, gauges, and there's a bunch of other aftermarket wires going in it. We're trying to troubleshoot the valve back there that switches between the passenger and driver's side tank, and it looks like there's no power, so we've bypassed the fuse block. Okay, it should be hot now, and we're jumping from the battery direct to back there, and then we'll see if this thing clicks up here and if it does anything. I clicked.
I don't think it's doing anything.
Then it must have another power wire. All right, we messed with that valve in the back. The next thing I'm gonna do is take off the fuel line at the carburetor to see if it's even squirting fuel.
You got a really good rhythm.
There's no fuel in that carburetor.
I'm gonna regret saying this out loud, but rarely has a problem been so obvious that I actually solve it on the first try. I crawled under the truck, trying to find a fuel filter, couldn't find one, but I grabbed this piece of hose, this one little piece of hose that connects the factory hard line from the fuel pump to the tank, and with 2 fingers I went, that's really squishy. And so I just replaced it, and when I was looking at it, I realized, oh, what? You can't see through this hose. So that's our clog. I have all kinds of fuel coming out of the factory hardline, nothing getting through this hose, and on the other side of this hose is our fuel pump. So we should be good now.
Finnegan found a guilty hose, so we're trusting that it's now gonna work. Ooh, I smell gas up here.
There we go. It's alive!
I have bad news.
The whole carb leaks?
The radiator's barfing everywhere, or something wet. See?
That's our fuel pump puking out of the little hole on the side of it.
Yes, it is. Oh, that's bad. We need a fuel pump.
We need a fuel pump. All right.
Hey, but your hose was a problem.
Right.
Right?
Well, our fuel pump's junk. We ordered a new one. We're waiting for it to arrive, and while I wait for that, I'm just gonna clean. Such luxury. Look at all the velour.
Our fuel pump arrived. While we were waiting, we loaded the 56 on the trailer. Now we're ready to make this change. I'm gonna clamp off the fuel line so that we don't have another big flood, and then I'm gonna force Mike to do this part of it. There you go.
Got it.
Great.
That's where the fuel was puking out earlier.
Okay, as I suspected, the holes in this fuel pump are not big enough for these bolts. They're drilled for 5/16. The engine uses 3/8.
There you go. That's the stuff. Solid.
The mechanical fuel pump is back in place, so we're gonna see if it runs. Pump it. No leak. It's working. You can hear it groaning a little bit, just like power steering does when you turn it all the way to the lock. That's the Hydro Boost, which is the system that uses the power steering pump to do the power brakes also. How do the brakes feel?
First 3 inches don't have anything, but then it has a pedal. I think they need to be bled.
It's drinking down the rear brakes.
It is? So we got a leak somewhere.
We can't catch a break because Roadkill, the master cylinder front half was bone dry.
Well, wheel cylinders in the morning. All right, so we'll stay in Lompoc.
All right, I'm done.
I had fun. I still love it.
It's the next morning, and big surprise, it's still not raining, but we're still working on the truck. Last night, we discovered that the brake pedal goes right to the floor, and one of the master cylinder reservoirs was completely dry, so we're gonna take apart the back brakes and have a look. One down, and now the spidery one. What we're dealing with here is what's called a full floating axle. This design prevents the weight of the vehicle from being carried by the axle. It's got wheel bearings in it, very similar to what you'd typically find in a front drum brake. And it's going to be a pain in the neck to get apart. There's a adjusting nut in here, and we don't have the tool for it, so I'm going to be chiseling it. Now this should rotate. Okay, there's that. That, and don't lose that. There we go. Yep. Okay, that's leaking bad. There's brake fluid all over the shoes. I'm seriously worried about spiders here.
When we have brake fluid, that's good news. Things are looking up. We have figured out what's wrong with the brakes on our truck. First, the inner seal for the bearing on the drum was blown out, and it was leaking gear oil all over. You can see how messy it is, but also our wheel cylinders were junk, and they were leaking everywhere. But we got really lucky because local parts store had brand new ones from Duralast. Old Chevy Crew Cab Dually, not real popular, so the fact that we're able to walk into a parts store and get these bad boys brand new is very good. So we're gonna put these in and keep on trucking. Our brake drums are now ready to be installed. We sent them out to Pacific Brake and Tire here in Lompoc because not only did the drums need to be turned because they weren't round, but the oil seal was stuck in there and we couldn't get it out, and the bearings needed to be repacked. So this is ready to go right back on the truck. And then all we gotta do is bleed the brakes and drive out of here someday. Okay, that drum is in there. The hardware is in there. We are making progress.
We have the brakes all reassembled, and it feels like I have an air bubble about this long in the system. So now we're gonna go bleed.
The horn works. Down.
Up.
Up.
Down. Okay, that's it for this side. It's getting pure fluid now.
I'm doing a very important job. I'm setting our factory clock, which functions.
Down.
Down.
Bubbles.
Well, we have brakes, but we also have some kind of weird power steering.
This thing has Hydro Boost, which means the power steering actually activates the power brake booster. It can get air in it, and it's more of a complicated bleeding process than if you're just doing power steering. You have to fire it up with the wheels on dead center and then just move it back and forth really slowly and keep going further and further and further until you are going all the way around. No bubbles. We've got it all bled. There's no bubbles in the power steering reservoir, and it doesn't chatter when you steer it or when you put it on the brakes. The only problem that we seem to have is it doesn't really want to take throttle, right? Oh, that's not bad.
That time it was better.
Yeah, we think maybe it's bad gas. Don't know, don't care. We're going to sleep, and tomorrow morning we will drive it for the first time. All right, first thing in the morning, we are test driving this thing, as promised.
It's in the sun. I don't know if it's gonna make it to the drag strip. It just, that's half throttle.
Oh, there you go.
There we go, all right.
How's the brakes?
Oh, brakes
great.
Money.
It's the best part.
I wonder if the fuel filter in that carburetor is clogged from that rubber hose that collapsed.
No, I'm thinking all we have to do is mix new gas in.
Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on.
There you go.
It's fixed.
Except for the death wobble.
Oh. Mud on the tires? Let's go with mud
Let's
on
hope.
the tires.
Yeah.
Mud on the tires, yeah.
That's 230 horsepower.
Yeah, I mean, it got better somehow by leaving. Now it accelerates great. 75, which is probably 70.
It's pretty smooth.
Yep. Maybe it needed to warm up and whistle while it worked.
Or maybe the choke needed to open. How about crack the vent window just a little bit? I thought you would know all these square body tricks.
Let's go hook a trailer to it.
stop. Okay, we're good. And we're off. How's it feel?
Oh, dude, it's like it's not even there.
Oh yeah, people love it.
People love it, see?
Everyone's waving. They love it. Hello? It's the 56 Chevy calling.
What does it want?
It's collect. Yeah, I accept the charges. It says slow down so it can catch up.
I'm gonna floor it. Ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
That was it.
Go.
That's it. I mean, it's going. There
It's
we
on
go.
the wood.
There we go.
Oh, transmission shifts well. If the trailer was back there wagging, we wouldn't even know it or feel it.
This truck's so long, it probably won't let it wag.
I feel like my 56 is in another zip code.
You just made me laugh, and now I have the hiccups.
Now we're heading to Eagle Field, which is, surprisingly, a track I've never been to.
I didn't know that. I thought you'd already been here. How many drag strips have you been to, Dave?
106.
Whoa.
Yeah, Brian Loans and I collect them. He's way over 200 at this point. Even if they're closed, you can mark it on your list. You just have to have been there. And so I'm going to be able to mark Eagle Field off my list, even though we're not going to be able to race. I've also kept track of how many tracks I've actually raced down, because that's the only way I can beat Loans. And it's like 52 or something like that.
Oh, you've made passes of 50. That's impressive.
Something like that, yeah. 1.5 miles. Have arrived. Gates open. Wow, this is cool.
This is it, dude. It starts way back there. Yeah, this is the finish line of the track.
Okay. And this is an active airfield, so that's great.
I mean, I'm sure they can see this big red thing from the air, right? Stubby Bob's marks should be right out here somewhere. Oh, yeah.
They labeled the Stubby Bob mark for you with the water bottle. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Full on.
That's the trailer hitch.
Yep.
That is deep. If we were at a drag strip, they would have made me pay for that. And I would have just ran away, because that's expensive.
Hardcore. So this is where all 6 wheels came off the ground.
This is hitch dug in, stood straight up, motor trying to fall out of it, all 6 wheels off the ground.
Drive shaft wobbling around.
Yeah, this is, wow, I'm so glad we came here, because, what was that, 5 years ago?
We did some kick-ass wheelies.
Dude, we did.
Oh my God.
We did.
So this is Eagle Field. Like most airfields all over the country, this was a World War II deal. It was a training field. They taught kids how to fly planes. Wasn't really used as a drag strip back in the day, as many of these were, but in 2009, they started doing the retro drags here. And it's a big deal, and I've never been here before, but all my friends have. So, super cool.
This place is awesome.
Let's go.
Dinner?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dinner. That's bright.
Yeah.
This thing has been awesome. Actually mint until last night when we got off the freeway and it died a bunch of times and we don't know what's wrong with it. And the power steering's leaking all over the floor. So we're gonna have a look at spark plugs in the carburetor and junk like that.
What if when you took the air cleaner off and put it back on, one of the hoses just didn't go back on? We have a vacuum leak.
Oh, almost 90% probability.
Then let's not do the spark plugs.
All right, go for it. Let's pull the air cleaner off.
All right.
Yeah, we need a new filter too. Oh, there you go.
Vacuum leak?
Yeah, probably not enough to make a difference, but yes, that is a vacuum leak.
All right, where did that go to?
Right there.
All right, let's put that on.
The Quadrajet has a secondary air door in the back. It's kind of what opens and gives them that kind of sound when you're flooring it. And ours sticks open, which is going to give us issues. And so we're going to clean and lubricate that. I'm calling that fixed. Oh, there's no vacuum here. It's ported vacuum.
It's getting smoother.
It runs on 7, but it's good.
Seems good.
Let's go. Nope, needs a little bit more oomph. Ooh, that was close. There, boom! That was nice. Ready, Mike?
Ready, Dave. Let's go see another drag strip.
Kingdon drag strip is the goal. We're only 12 minutes away. Man, I thought we were gonna be able to go on the track at least.
You mean the airstrip?
Yeah.
Where the planes are landing?
Right. At least in. Yeah, that's kind of the rule. You kind of got to stand on the actual, like, plot of land.
This one won't count.
This one counts.
You're not standing on the starting line.
You don't have to stand on the starting line. We made it.
Kingdon Drags.
What counts as having visited a drag strip? I'm okay with finding a sign. I would rather be on the starting line. Unfortunately, this is an active airport. We don't really have permission to be here. We'll go look around and I'll tell you what it's all about.
See,
But
now.
that's the starting line right there.
Now you can claim it, because we're over here.
Wait, I have to touch the tarmac. Ready?
Right.
There. We're not allowed to go further. This was a Army airfield. It was actually called the Kingbury Auxiliary Airfield when it was first founded in World War II. Later on, it changed to Kingdon, obviously. Here's the good part. You know who Big Daddy Don Garlits is, right? Mm-hmm. Don Garlits, arguably one of the greatest racers of all time. People call him the greatest drag racer of all time. But he was kind of nobody here on the West Coast in 1959 when he came out and raced at Bakersfield at the March meet. So he shows up out there with his dragster, and all of the Californians, first of all, they call him Don Garbage, and they just smoke him really badly. They beat him, and he's like, I can't have this. So Garlits goes to Iski Cams down in Los Angeles, puts a supercharger on his car for the very first time. That's why the Californians were beating him. They had blowers, he didn't. And so, 2 weeks after the March meet, he comes right here, and this is where Big Daddy Don Garlits ran a supercharged Hemi for the very first time.
Oh, that is cool.
We should roadkill this.
Yeah.
I wish to death I was racing my 56 here. I guess our last chance for drag racing, it is gonna be Reading Drag Strip, where we have actual permission to be on the track and run my car.
Oh, well, let's go there then.
200 miles away.
Nice.
This thing is huge.
She's beautiful.
Ask me how many drag strips I've been to.
How many drag strips have you been to, Dave?
108. That's a recurring gag, by the way. 106, 107, 108. Tomorrow will be 109.
Oh, STD. Stripper truck diesel.
I have the keys. I dropped the keys. So it's my turn?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I got you something. It's
Oh,
random.
Thanks. Didn't know you cared.
I care that much.
Feels so Christmassy.
I'm not gonna ride shotgun. I'm gonna take full advantage of the situation.
Sir, may I take you to the airport?
Drive, James. Don't talk, just drive.
Oh, this is my first time driving this thing. Okay, here we go. This is long.
Whoa, easy there, guy.
Hey, brakes work pretty good.
Dude.
What? I'll just cruise the roundabout while you're figuring it out and having your first course.
Nope. This is life. Oh, hold on. All right. I'll save that for the dog. Oh, man. It's good to be me.
This is actually plastic. Not even scented, not even flocked. Oh, we're screwed. And we're running out of gas. Oh, no steering, no brakes. I was driving this thing along. Finnegan was asleep in the back. It's my first time at the wheel. The truck dies. I pull it over here into this really awkward, bad situation, and it's puke and power steering fluid everywhere.
Yeah, Freiburger broke it.
I'm hoping it did that just because I was steering the thing without the engine running.
Dude, I know. You give the guy the keys for 3 miles. Well, look what happens.
Anyway, we had gas with us.
I can't even have a nice meal. You know, can't even eat it while it's warm.
All right, this thing's been getting about 5.5 miles to the gallon. That picked up.
All right, we have 3 gallons. We need to hurry to a gas station.
I hope we make it.
We got this. It's the greatest truck ever!
This is it.
Redding drag strip. That's a cool sign.
That's really neat. We made it. The final drag strip on this particular journey.
It's gonna be a good day. This is the kind of air to make horsepower in.
Finnegan, ask me how many drag strips I've been to.
Freiburger, what does this make? How many strips?
109! And finally, on this trip, we're gonna get to race the 56.
There we go.
The density altitude right now, which is like altitude corrected for temperature and pressure, is below sea level. So if it will hook up on a cold track, the 56 should run quicker than ever. I'm gonna put on my race suit because it's cold.
Yeah, you are wearing flip-flops, brother.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed.
I'm gonna unload the 56 and we're in action.
All right.
Yeah. Will it run in this freezing cold weather? When a track is cold, you can have dew problems and also the glue isn't sticky. So we're gonna wait for that to warm up, and while we are, I have to fix some stuff on this. I wanna change spark plugs. The last guy who drove it was Gil from Hot Rod Ranch. He ran it up at a Tucson Dragway event and it went 1170s, but he told me that it had a big misfire problem. These spark plugs are all really rich from running at high altitude at Tucson. And now we're at much lower density altitude, so there's more air, which will automatically lean it out. The next thing I'm gonna look at here is the rear shock adjustment. The last time we ran this at Famoso, it had too much separation. It was driving the tire into the ground so hard that it was like flattening the slick. And I think we found out that the optimum number of clicks on the QA1 shock is 6, so I'm just gonna verify that's where they are. 6. Okay, that's done. Man, Gil told me this thing had a problem where the ignition would just shut off, and I just experienced, it's like you're cruising along and it just goes, that's it. It's not like a misfire. It's like you turned it off, turned it back on really fast. I've gone through and checked all the connections. I can't find anything except for the main power to the MSD box is on the back of the ignition switch, which is super sketch. So we're gonna take a wire and run it all the way to the battery. I wonder if we can connect it right here.
Oh, yeah.
There are 2 red wires coming off an MSD box. One of them is switched to ignition. The other one is supposed to go straight to the battery. Mine goes to the back of the ignition switch, which is not the way you're supposed to do it. So I'm gonna fix it.
Okay. You look good. Just go fast. It's perfectly smooth. It's perfectly prepped. There's no wind. Feel good. You got this. That's a burnout right there, boy.
That didn't work.
So I think on his first attempt, he pretty much just dumped the clutch because it did a good job of smashing the tire into the ground and just spinning as it took off. He's either gonna have to leave it a lower RPM or ride the clutch out of the hole because it's really cold here.
Okay, that was a 4,000 RPM leave. Let's see what we can get. That's annoying.
So our rewiring trick did not solve the problem of the ignition completely shutting off in the middle of the run.
Bummer. It spun a little bit on that 3,000 RPM leave. You know, the track is really cold. Looks like my belt didn't fly off because my temperature is good. There it did it again. Did you hear that? No idea what that's about.
Dude, not bad. It turned off though, didn't it?
It shut off.
Damn. You're on 1144 at $1.19, dude. It bogged. So you can go a little more in between. There's more in the launch.
But let's not overlook the fact that it just went quicker than it ever has been.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a time slip.
Oh, cool.
Data?
Show. So that's a mile an hour quicker than or faster than it's been. Did you hear it shut off?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you fire it up and I'll jiggle this wire. Let's see what happens here. Okay. I don't see anything here. Why don't I go out there and jiggle the wires to the coil? It was on there between the plastic and the terminal. It wasn't in the terminal.
Oh. Let's pinch those down and make them go on tighter.
Okay. You got this. More cowbell, it'll go faster.
All right, first launch was 4,000. Second launch was 3,000. We're gonna try 35.
Okay, pass number 3. We just tightened up some connections on the coil, went through all the connections on the ignition box and ignition switch. It all seems to be pretty good now. He's gonna raise the launch RPM about 500. I think it's gonna go quicker.
That is so annoying. Okay, we're gonna have to look into that ignition switched wire.
You're lined up on bald spots out there, whether
Okay.
it's the middle or the left.
I think we need to chase the ignition wire to the box now.
This thing's making some power, man. It's running more mile an hour than it ever has. Need to work on the whole shot a little bit, but more importantly, it just keeps turning off right around the top of third gear every pass. And so we've looked through all the wiring as best we can. We're now gonna isolate the ignition wiring for the ignition box from everything else in the car. We're gonna add another toggle switch in the car that'll just turn the box on and off. Go make another hit and see if it shuts off again. I think you just need more laps in this thing and it's gonna do it.
It just cut.
It just cut off while he was doing the burnout. He's gonna go anyway. .1170 at 119. It didn't sound like it shut off. It did bog when he left the line though.
So I bank shift 1-2 and it slipped the clutch. So after that, I started granny shifting it. Probably not gonna add up to my best pass. It spun the clutch on the 1-2.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yep.
It didn't sound like it shut off this time though.
It didn't. It shut down a couple times on the way down, but it didn't do it down the track.
That's so strange.
It is so strange.
Well, I just say go again and have fun.
I will, but I think we're gonna kiss my clutch adios as I do.
It just keeps getting worse, man. We just keep getting roadkill. Hey, what if the coil's taking a crap?
Maybe. We're still having that ignition cutout problem. We've fixed every wire we can fix, so now we're changing the ignition coil. And if that doesn't work, then our only hope is the ignition box, but we're also running out of time here.
It's brand new to us, but it's chrome, and chrome always works.
You know where that came from? It came off that fire truck right there.
Fire truck's gonna save the day. Hopefully, not later on the track, but right here, right now.
Yeah. It's shutting off still.
Yeah, all right. I'll take it. 1149, real close to his PB. Still turning off, though.
Our last choice is to change the ignition box.
Why not? Let's do it.
Fortunately, the guys here at Reading Drag Strip said that they could actually dial us in with a box exactly like the one we have. So I say let's give it a shot. We're down to 45 minutes. Make it happen.
Let's speed things up. You back up. That's where the tools are.
But hey, look at the bright side. The car already has run its quickest ET ever at 11:44, and I just went 11:49 at the same mile an hour, 119. So we're actually doing pretty good in a roadkill kind of way.
Now, we're taking the box out of the car and wire nut this other box in here and hope that solves the problem, because Dave, I think, has figured out the drag strip and the whole shot thing, because he just laid down his second best pass today.
You know what this car needs that would fix all of this? A blower. That would fix it.
Wow, what a day. Never forget, we have the coil out of a fire truck and an ignition box we borrowed from a bystander.
It hasn't popped yet.
This is gonna be great.
Oh, that was it.
We're out of gas?
No.
Let me see if the light is blinking on the box. Wow, it just keeps getting worse. Turn the ignition on.
On.
Go ahead and crank it. It's blinking. That's weird, dude.
That's got no spark. Nope. Pop the distributor cap, see if the rotor broke.
Okay, crank it. All right, hold on. It's on there. It's not loose. Rotor's fine.
You could change the pickup in the distributor.
Yeah, let's do that.
Here's the next step. I was pulling to the starting line, and the thing just flat died and won't refire and has no spark. Another one of the guys here at the track brought us a distributor, and we're gonna change the magnetic pickup inside the thing.
We're now attempting to change the magnetic pickup, except we can't get it out of our old distributor. So we're now changing the distributor. Once it comes out of the motor, we have to retime the motor. So here's the other thing. That has a bronze distributor drive gear on it right there. And you can see that our new distributor has a steel one, and that's not gonna work with our solid roller camshaft. So now we have to put that gear on this distributor. Ooh, nice. Beautiful. Okay. All right, that's our gear going on his distributor. Here's one thing to know when you're doing this. A factory Chevy distributor has a 0.491 inch shaft in it, and the aftermarket MSD one, and most aftermarket ones, is a 500 shaft. So that's very, very similar, but it will mess you up if you're trying to change these gears and have the wrong thing. All right, let's go. Sweet. Oh, dude. Nice. Which one's number one? One. Okay, so here's two. Cranking. There's no spark, dude. This is ridiculous. We just spent all that time changing a distributor, changing the coil, changing every bit of wiring, and it was that we had 2 ignition boxes that failed. At least that's what I think. Maybe this one's gonna die too because of something we did wrong. I don't know. Okay, it's got vacuum advance, so you have to give it about 4,000, I think. Okay. Okay, let me tighten that down. Boy, was that a thrash. 3 ignition boxes to make this happen, man. Come on, Freiburger, you can do this. Yes! No! Good shift, come on. Woo! 1138, 120, new PB. No more boxes in this car. I'm done. That wasn't my full-on bang shifting best. I was a little nervous after missing that one gear. All the vitals look good. Ooh, the clutch is not awesome. But you know what? It didn't misfire on the way down. That was great. Did we actually win? Yeah, man. What did it do? 1138 and $120. Nice. New PB. 120. Yeah, man. Left like a boss. They'll let you go one more if you want. Awesome. Okay, let's go. I knew it. All right, we're gonna go one more, and then we're drinking heavily.
do it again, only better.
Nice! 121, dude, it went even faster.
That was bang shifting right there, man. The clutch slipped, but that was bang shifting. No lift. The greatest thing about this car is how the front end rises when you bang second. So fun. This car's awesome. You know what? That was a long way to go, but all of that work was worth it. That is a Roadkill win. Finnegan's super truck dually towed flawlessly all the way here, and then we finally sorted out the field car. Woo!
Dude,
What was it?
it went 121 and change. It
Really?
went 1141. You were off 300. It's no big deal.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I was bang shifting that thing.
That was the most violent shift I've ever seen out of this car.
I did not mess around, and the clutch slips between every single one of them.
Yeah, well, you can hear it flare, but
Yeah.
I think that might actually be helping you.
Maybe.
Keeps the RPMs up, you know?
That was some of the greatest bang shifting of my life. And it's all in one piece. It's got everybody else's parts all over it, but it's all in one piece. I feel that was a win, and we're quitting while we're ahead, which is unusually responsible in season 12 of Roadkill.
Yeah, we're getting more mature.
Nah.
2 more burnouts is what you're saying.
No. Out.
Oh.
Let's pack it up.
Okay.
Man, that was fun.
It was awesome. Thank you for watching Roadkill.
Cool.
Lights are flashing, bass is loud. Feel the rhythm, move with the crowd. Hands up high, body so close. Tonight's the night we lose control. Heartbeat racing, don't slow down. DJ spinning, feel the sound. No more worries, no more rules. Just let go and break the mood. Don't stop the music, turn it up. Let it hit, let it rush. Feel the fire, feel the heat. Lose yourself inside the beat. Don't stop the music, don't let go. Keep it loud, let it flow. One more dance, one more night. We'll keep it going till the sunlight. Neon dreams and midnight skies. Your body's moving, catching my eyes. Spin me round, take my hand. We'll dance until we can't stand. Heartbeat racing, don't slow down. DJ spinning, feel the sound. No more worries, no more rules. Just let go and break the mood. Don't stop the music, turn it up. Let it hit, let it rush. Feel the fire, feel the heat. Lose yourself inside the beat. Don't stop the music, don't let go. Keep it loud, let it flow. One more dance, one more night. We'll keep it going till the sunlight. Hands in the air, let's go higher. Feel the pulse, feel the fire. No less call, no goodbyes. We live forever in these lights. Don't stop the music, keep it strong. Let it play all night long. One last drop, one last ride. We'll dance until the end of time.
This time it is once again off-roadkill, a shootout of the full-bodied rally duster versus the gutted vet cart. Who wins? Mike Finnegan.
That's what winning looks like.
Looking good. Refresher course. This is a 1973 or maybe 1974 Plymouth Duster. We got our hands on it in the episode where Mike and I drove that really cool clapped out 65 D100 truck all the way to Chris Birdsong's. I saw it in the driveway. I said, how much? I think he said 700 bucks. I said, it's ours. And after that, we really wanted to go to a rally school that wasn't Dirtfish, which is our norm. So we went to Rally Ready in Texas, and we had a shootout of me and Dulcich in this versus Finnegan and Newbern in the Camaro that had been on the Faster with Finnegan show. I gotta admit, the Camaro won pretty badly. Might have been a driving skill issue because the Duster is really good. The problem is, Birdsong built this entire thing for us. What did he do? He built this killer grill with no headlights. I love this. This saves the 73, 74 body style. He dropped in a 5.9 liter Magnum engine, which is the 92 and up version of the small block Mopar. It has a stock Mopar 3-speed in it. Unfortunately, the rear end is a 7 1/4, which is like glass. I predict Finnegan breaks it somewhere on this trip, probably early so that he doesn't have to drive the whole rest of the way. Do you even remember this car?
I remember the wheel falling off of this car.
Yeah, that was the most memorable thing about it.
Yeah.
You know what the problem is? I don't feel attached to it because we didn't build it. Yeah, and also, when I drove it, it was really pathetic. So that's another reason why I don't need it.
Mostly that's what it is, right?
My whole plan here is to try and get it back to Chris Birdsong, who actually built the car. So what I want to do is fix everything that we ruined on it when we were at the Texas Rally School, drive it out to the desert, and having a shootout against the vet cart. We will be driving the vet cart because it's what we do, and Birdsong will be driving this, and if he beats us, we're gonna give him the car back.
That seems fair.
Think so?
Well, it won't be any better than it was before.
Will it feel fair after we spend like 3 days fixing the header, the wheel falling off, the alignment, the seat?
You're almost giving it back to him in the condition that it was when he gave it to us. So
yeah,
that seems fair.
Yeah. The header's gonna be the worst, so do you want to start with that or kind of ignore it?
It's really on your side of the car, so.
No.
I was gonna be like, yeah, I'll put the seat in and, you know, whatever this side needs, but the whole, you know, wheel fell off that side. You cut the header in half on that side. It really wasn't me.
Let's fire it up, see how bad it is, and see if we can tolerate it on the highway the whole way. It's not. Should we check fluids?
Oh, it's got hinges.
Oh, wow. Oh, there's a little all the way at the bottom.
Hey, there's an electric pump.
Oh.
No wonder why it's not working.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta turn that on.
Okay, let me do that. Okay, this one. There we go.
Oh.
That's loud.
Loud.
Too cold.
It's not so loud when it bogs, though.
All right, it runs. We're gonna bypass the header because we're super lazy. Let me make a list of what we need to do. List, rally duster, header.
I guess we can do that.
Fixed. Let's see, we need to raise the suspension. We need wheels and tires, passenger seat, remove fuel system or fuel hose.
You bought 2 new headers.
Yeah, we finished that.
Seatbelts?
Ah, seatbelts. Where do you want to start?
Lunch?
There's this pipe that runs right through the middle of the car, and it looks like roll cage, and it has the battery cable attached to it. So I'm gonna cut all these zip ties off and then hack the bar out.
Fixed.
That pipe is designed to run the fuel line all the way through it. What I'm gonna do is put a bolt in this end and then pull the fuel line all the way out the other end. All right, go for it.
All right. Hey, we made it. Look at that.
Now we can cut the pipe out. Okay, we cut that bar out. I think the next thing we have to do is jack the car up because there's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to happen there. Raising the suspension, fixing the wheels and tires. All right, what I'm gonna do here is fix the alignment. Right now, it's set up for circle track racing, which means that the camber on this side is way in like this, because when they turn left and throw the weight this way and flex the suspension this way, it takes the tire from here and sets it up straight so it's got more traction on the ground. There's cam bolts. Right now, they're set so the upper control arm is all the way inboard, which tips that wheel in. I'm gonna set them up so that hopefully it's straight up and down. These are welded. No. Maybe it's like a Freiburger weld and I can just break it. Aha. Aha. Broke right off. Perfect. The torsion bars are like the spring for the front suspension of these Mopars. It's not a coil spring or anything, and you preload them, and that preload raises or lowers the car. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's all the way. I gotta put the wheels back on.
Oh yeah, she's four-wheel now.
I got this tire pretty good.
This one's either turned left or towed out.
The toe's gonna change radically with the adjustment on the control arm. Okay, that sits way better actually. As predicted, I gotta pick the thing up again. I didn't get the camber adjustment right, so they're both in like this, so it's gonna be a little fiddling back and forth. When you're adjusting the camber, you always have to do the toe afterwards because the camber adjustment is gonna affect the toe. Now what do we got? Ooh, this one looks mint.
They're both towed in.
Yeah.
They both got negative camber. It's a race car.
It is.
Oh, look at all that success.
There is a battery bracket on the passenger floor, so I'm gonna go under here and scrape all the mud off because we think it's held on with nuts and bolts. Getting close. Off.
That can't hurt us anymore.
Here we go. We're going to the desert, so I got beefy tires for this thing. The rears are way better than the fronts, but they're all that I could get that would fit. Let's see, this is a Yokohama Geolander AT, and it's a 205 7015. And it won't even go over the hub. This is the wrong wheel. That looks like small bolt pattern. We're going to the desert. So I got the total wrong wheel for the front. See, this thing has large bolt pattern Mopar on the front, small bolt pattern on the back, and I completely screwed it up because I got the big bolt pattern on the back and the small on the front. This, by the way, is my rear tire that will eventually fit. Let's see. Okay, that fits. Whoa, this is gonna be great. Man, we might be shopping for some new 215s for this thing, for the back.
So right now, climbing in the car, gonna wire up taillights. And when I say taillights, I mean a brake light. Ready?
Uh-huh. Aha! All right, we're set. All we have to do is magnet these to the trunk and we're done.
And no smoke.
We've sort of run out of things to do if we don't have parts, and so what we're gonna do is create our Lexan window, but we're not gonna install it because we still need to like reach into seats and seat belts and stuff like that. I think last thing for the night, I'm gonna finish up this fuel line here, and then we'll be good to go for tomorrow. Done. Let's get out of here.
Another one. Look at that. Look how protective first day was. Look at that.
It really was. That's better than our average. Tomorrow we've got wheels and tires, the seat and belts, and put the window in. Oh, and the header.
We both said it at the same time. I think that means we have to do it.
We need to put a passenger seat in this thing because it doesn't have it, and we have new meats, which look really good. Oh, they put white letter out. Ah, I hate white letter out. So this is a Yokohama 205 7015. So that's gonna be the front, and then I got some real meaty stuff for the back. Wait for it. Someone roadkilled this thing bad.
Right now, what I'm doing is taking our new Pro Car rally seats and installing sliding tracks, you know, for comfort.
This is great. They have white wall out on one side, but not on the other. I had mentioned earlier that this tire fell off at the rally school because it had like a hinky adapter on it, and it no longer does. I called Dulcich, and I had forgotten that we removed that there at the school, so that's why this is now working perfectly, but this is not. Here we go, rear tires. You remember this aggressive tire right here that we put on at the rally school? It's nice and meaty. It's a 27 by 9 50/15. The problem with it is it's actually a side-by-side tire, and I don't trust it on the highway, and it's too small. So what we're going to do is install this BFG mud terrain. Now, the advantage of this wheel and tire is that it's way heavier and more guaranteed to break the Weenie 7 1/4 rear axle. It's also much taller. This is a 215 75/15, and I got it on these new wheels, and they have a 5-on-4-inch bolt pattern, so you can bolt them onto a Mopar A body, which typically came from the factory with that small 5-on-4-inch pattern. Let's see. There we go. Will it fit? Yes. All right, done.
Here we go. Seat install. 2 pieces, 2 parts. Sliders bolted to the seat, adapter laid gently on the floor. Then I'm gonna bolt the 2 pieces together to the floor and hope that when I pull the lever, this seat just glides to where it wants to be.
Worked perfectly.
Boom.
Yep. How's it feel? Head really too close to the roof?
A little towel.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. We test fit the seat and then put your head right up against the roof. And so I'm gonna drop this bracket to lower it, and Finnegan's putting the seat belts in.
Seat belts are done. Totally safe. Boom. Sign of quality right here. Ready? Safety. Let's go. The thing about this windshield that I didn't notice before is that I don't think it's Lexan. It might actually be plexiglass.
Nearing the end.
You want the good news or the bad news?
What?
The good news is this fits perfect. The bad news is just cracked.
It's kind of what I was worried about. That's why it was melty and stinky and shardy.
We need
and
actual
thick.
Lexan.
Yeah.
But the really good news is now we have a really good template. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Look, brand new windshield. This one not only fits, it doesn't shatter because this is polycarbonate, not acrylic. So we'll just get this all buttoned up and then pretty much we're ready to road test tomorrow.
Happy morning. We've got everything done, including ignoring the header being open, and it's super loud. So we got earplugs in. We're gonna go take a test drive, see if we can live with it. Oh, we also got the communications headphones out of his off-road truck. So hopefully we'll be able to talk to each other. Do you got comms?
I gotta turn the car on, I think, first.
I can hear you.
Oh, I heard you.
Ignition. I'm still really close to the roof. kind of fuming. Yeah, covering the floor of the firewall might be a good idea. Yeah. Oh wow, it spun the tires, or one tire.
Better than breaking the rear end.
That's why I cut off it. All right, so did we decide to go tape up the floor in the firewall and hit the road?
I feel like that's a solid plan.
Okay.
A lot of effort on our part.
Half a mile, U-turn, gonna be on your left. We live.
I didn't need to see this from the long view because this camber is now horrible.
One problem at a time. Let's fix your seat.
And we'll fix the flat tire that got eaten up by the alignment later.
I feel like somehow this adds something.
This is gonna be like horseshoes. Got it.
Winning at life.
All right, let's see. This thing is supposed to tuck in. Here's your T-Rex tape.
This is a floor mat. This is part of a 4-piece floor mat collection. It is now gonna become a shift boot because we don't have one.
I got my seat cover, I got my pad. Hopefully it keeps me from sinking in. I also have the roll of paper towels, which by the way, is an infinitely adjustable lumbar support. So I'll try that out on the road. My new seat is way better.
I actually smell it more now than I did before.
I'm wondering what we're doing here.
That's for doing Rockfords. Left hand or right hand.
Oh, I see. It's like a necker knob.
Yeah.
You're breathing pretty good. Could be worse. Race car. Oh, yeah. I learned to drive a stick in a 318-71 Duster with this same type of 3-speed transmission.
Oh, we're full circle now. I learned in a 4-speed 76 Camaro.
Your first car?
Yeah.
And that's 27 miles in city traffic. All right, your turn?
Sure.
The seat's killing me.
You look like you're in pain.
This drives like it has zero caster or maybe even leaning forward.
Like the off-road truck, just
Yeah,
a lot of this.
kinda.
Okay.
Yeah, it just, like going over bumps, it wants to kind of do this, do that. Other than that, it's all right.
I'm in.
Okay. We're trying to make it all the way up to the desert tonight, and so we probably have another 60 miles to go.
Actually, drive's okay. That's good.
Oh, wow. Ah. All right, so that was the leg where we gave up on the headphones and resorted to screaming. It's really not that bad. We stopped basically because we don't have headlights. Am I screaming? I think I might have been screaming. Turns out we went like 130 miles today.
We did?
Yeah,
Felt like so much further.
it did. Yeah, so we're gonna call it for the night and be back at it tomorrow, and I think maybe some action that doesn't involve the freeway. That would be great.
Yeah, some dirt would be good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Good morning from 38 degrees. We made it here to lovely Lancaster, California last night in the Duster. Here's information I gleaned last night. So, you know how I did alignment in the shop, but then it still looks like this. So I asked Birdsong what's going on with this because I got the adjustment all the way out. He said something all about using a B-body spindle with an A-body control arm, and all I really heard was, it's not my fault and it's not getting any better. It's cold.
Sure.
You're making me drive, aren't you?
No, I'll drive.
Really?
Sure.
Okay.
I just want to watch you try to get through the window with that wrapped around your waist.
Well, right now it's clipped with a knife and it's not really functional. So we're gonna have Finnegan zip tie this to me. Go for it.
Is this awkward? Yeah?
I got it.
Is that enough?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Go ahead. You got
Thanks.
this. Oh, look at that.
Okay, let's go. You can see why I put the slit over here because, boom.
Thank God we got the steering wheel cover. It's chilly today. I hate for my fingers to stick to the wheel.
Yeah, they have those new heated steering wheels and stuff. Here's a tech tip for those of you with tinnitus, like I've got really badly. The typical yellow ones are soft foam. You want to get the really dense foam. They have, I think, 31 to 33 decibel reduction. They're actually better than a headphone. We made it here to Jawbone Canyon, which is like north whatever of Mojave, California. It's an off-road vehicle recreation area. And the producers have styled us with the vet cart. Sitting here, just waiting for me to drive it because I've never driven this thing ever since you guys turned it into an off-road vehicle.
Oh, don't think of it just as an off-road vehicle. This, my friends, is the Swiss Army knife of hot rod vehicles. On-road, off-road, dirt, sand, probably even water, I don't know. That's how good this thing is. It was originally a 1984 Chevrolet Corvette, that's right, a C4, and we completely cut it up and turned it into like a man cart. Basically stripped all the body off this thing, and we had a lot of fun with it. Right up until the point we tried to drive it on 2 wheels, flipped it on its roof, and it was pretty well trashed at that point. This is its probably peak form right now. It has long travel, hand-built suspension, coil-over shocks in the back, a Ford 9-inch rear, knobby tires. It still has the small block and the Doug Nash 4+3 manual gearbox, which makes it an adventure to drive and find third gear at all times. But it rules. It's not unbreakable, but you can beat it like it owes you money.
I want to drive it. So let's go blast around Jawbone Canyon.
Want to church up the steering wheel a little?
Oh, wow. All right, unfortunately, this is loose on the wheel, and I can't steer with my new guantes, so you're just gonna have to handle that.
It's a neck brace. And we're off. This is gonna be chilly with no windshield. Second gear, third gear.
It rides so much better than before. Oh no! We're so close! I couldn't see what was on the other side! Uh-oh! We don't want to do that.
Oh, hope you have the keys.
They fell on the ground, didn't they?
They fell somewhere. Hopefully not down the hole for the shifter. I got a mud butt. Thanks.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Once you just give into it and accept that your friend's gonna get you no matter what, there's a lot of freedom in that.
So here's my review, having never driven the vet cart in this configuration before. It's still a riot, but as Finnegan said a couple times, it's still a Corvette. It doesn't have that much travel, but given that it doesn't have travel, it actually has really good traction. We were doing some pretty good hill climbs. I chickened out on the biggest one, but man, it's fun because the hardest thing to do in this thing is keep it straight. It's so short, has so much power, spins the tires. They put a steering slowing thing on it, but still, you're just chasing it the whole time you're on it. I'm gonna regret it the rest of the day, but it was fun.
So, question for you. I know you wanted to go to a mine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather fix the shifter?
Well,
since we only have a gear and a half. Well, there's a portion of the key.
it has half the key.
Okay, hold on.
Don't drop it. Oh, it's like operation. You got it.
Look at that. Now you can start the car again.
Yeah, as an added bonus, we now have the key.
You put that half on a necklace, I'll put this half on a necklace. Bonded forever, rest of our lives.
There you go. Let's see if we have gears now.
Try it.
Oh! Fixed.
Fixed. I guess we're going to a mine.
All right, now we're gonna go drive over to this really cool pumice mine that I've been to before. I think Finnegan's really gonna like it. It's very different looking.
Well, I was super happy to have a shot at the vet cart on dirt. Now I'm gonna have to drive it on the highway while Finnegan's in the Duster. And I'm not that sure I'm super thrilled about this part. It's gonna be cold. It's windy and I'm getting sandblasted. I'm freezing, but I'm getting dry. Oh, just got hit by a rock. Finally we're here. This car's just too fun. Wow, this is pretty nice now. All of a sudden, for some reason, it's warmer. I like driving this car off-road a lot. We're skating through the dirt. Having so much fun in this thing right now. I love driving muscle cars on dirt. Woohoo! Oh! Oh, whoopsie-doos, whoopsie-doos. We're almost there. This part's rougher and rockier than I remembered. There it is. This is going to be a pumice mine. Wait till you see the inside of it. It is all pure white. It is crazy. Whoa. Isn't it crazy?
I feel like I'm in Star Wars.
Look at that. It goes to the bottom of the earth. All the way.
I think that goes to the 10th level of hell.
Isn't it neat? It's pumice. Isn't it wild? And there's just all these side vents and tunnels and...
Did you hear that?
What was that?
What is that down there? Dude, this is the inside of Space Mountain at Disneyland, bro.
We made it here. I brought Finnegan for his very first time to the Dutch Cleanser Mine. This is a pumice mine. It's all white, it's crazy. This is public land. You can come here, but you will die. Can I have the vet cart when you die?
Can I have the Super Bee?
That was super cool, right? Finnegan already escaped to the warmth.
That's right.
I'm gonna freeze to death and get in the vet cart, and we're gonna head off into the desert darkness and come back tomorrow for the really big show. We've had some fun four-wheeling on these things. Don't break it on the way out, okay?
Today was amazing, but no promises.
We made it to Bar B's Ranch in the vacation paradise of California City, California. I was gonna say this is gonna be the best day yet, but I had a blast yesterday, full-on riot. But we're gonna have an even bigger deal today, because as you may have noticed by now, we've got a third player, Chris Birdsong.
Hey.
So here's what we're gonna do. We've got a racetrack going on here at Bar B's Ranch. Off-road, lots of mud, lots of ruts, lots of turns. We're gonna have a shootout between these two cars. I will be the impartial judge with a stopwatch. You're gonna drive the vet cart.
Okay.
You're gonna drive the car that you built. If you win, you're taking the Duster back home.
Oh, you are so not making it back to the pits.
You want the car that much?
Oh, I'm taking it.
Yep.
I was wondering why you said bring an empty trailer.
Now you know. Which, by the way, he towed out here with a 69 Charger RT 440 with a tunnel ramp. So yeah, you gotta run for the number. It's gonna be strictly off the clock. So you guys have to decide who's going first.
I'm going first.
You are?
Yeah.
All right, that means you'll have a number to beat.
All right.
Yep.
So this is actually a pretty good surprise for me. All I was told was to show up with an empty trailer and a helmet. So I didn't know what they were gonna have me drive, but then knowing that I had the chance of taking this home, I am going to. And I'm gonna full send this thing just to make sure I take it back.
Bar B's Ranch is 50 acres. We've got 10 acres right here of winding up and down rutted desert roads with a whole bunch of brush off to the sides. Not only that, but there's mud in a whole bunch of corners, and the concern there is gonna be you're gonna come into the corner hot with the wheel turned, and you are gonna plow straight off the edge. And what's about to happen is that Finnegan is gonna tear up the course bad because he's going first and the Duster with Birdsong's going second. Are you ready to go?
Got it.
Right now, he's theoretically on a warm-up lap just to sort of learn the track, figure out what he wants to do. I did start timing it just in case it's his best lap, as happens sometimes.
Oh, it's a little tail happy now. This is so fun.
It's his first race lap. Boom.
Oh, no! You're doing great, Finnegan. Keep going.
Oh, no. Oh, I just blew my whole lap. Okay, so this lap is junk.
You think he's got a massive advantage, but I think the Duster is actually good for this.
The one tire fire might come in handy in not looping it.
It could be.
Come on, car. Not a lot of traction.
What's going on? I think he might be gifting you the car.
Come on, car. Keep it together. Oh, no. I cannot see at all.
He doesn't have a helmet with tear-offs. I wonder if he can even see.
Oh, you think that's the problem?
It could be. Maybe he was wiping it.
Okay, got through the mud pit that time, which is nice. Got around that corner pretty good.
You know what's interesting is that last one was 1 minute 56:18. It was 6 seconds slower. It doesn't seem like it's getting better from here, does it?
No.
Oh no, oh no. Off the track. Oh God, that's not good. That was not a good corner at all. That corner is messy, and it's just gonna
it keeps getting worse. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Doesn't it sound like it's burbling? I mean, it's got EFI.
Come on, car.
It's running terrible. I think the ignition got wet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he's really not sending it, or like even the RPM's not going anywhere.
Come on, car. The EFI is unhappy, and I've thrown away this lap.
Yeah, he's already at a minute 40.
Let's go. Come on. Make it clean. Come on.
Okay, that was his best lap, a minute 48. Oh, listen to it running at RPM. What's the deal? So Finnegan did run 5 laps. His best one was 1 minute 48.22 seconds. What happened the whole time that it ran really poorly?
I accidentally hit the battery cutoff, which doesn't actually shut the whole thing off, but I think it was unhappy with that because I think that's on the ground side.
Oh, and so it kept running on the alternator, but with not enough voltage to make the EFI happy.
Yeah, it did not want to rev, which is fine, because to be honest, it's so slippery out there that, you know, more power wasn't going to help me.
Well, that wasn't as glorious as the vet cart action from yesterday, but I guess Finn had fun. That's all that matters, other than the fact that we might still lose the Duster to Birdsong. You ready to run?
I'll make up the difference.
Okay, may the furry be with you. Here. You were 148.22.
Okay.
And on your practice lap, you were 150 flat. So I'm timing his practice lap, just like yours. Oh, he's already sportier.
That car works, dude.
He's way more aggressive.
That car works. He's actually got traction.
Uh-huh. And he's actually a really good dirt track driver. Not his valve springs.
Does not care. Does not care. That is rough.
Interestingly, that was only 156.9, actually slower than Finnegan's warm-up lap.
What if he doesn't want the car?
Oh, plot twist. Maybe he's just trying to wreck it, and then we have to take it home and deal with it.
Yeah, it sounds like a man who does not care about the motor and doesn't want it in his living room.
What if he's overdriving it for show, as he is prone to do?
Maybe he's just leaving it in first the whole time so it blows up and we have to take it home. Because a DNF is a loss. Unless we change the rules right here, right now.
Which we can do.
Yes.
He's not here.
DNF equals first?
Yeah, okay.
Got it.
That was 152 and change. He's got to pick up 4 seconds to beat you. And he might be. He's at least putting on a better show.
Dude, I'm telling you. First gear when you hate your motor. If you hate your neighbors, you hate your motor, you just leave it in first gear and put your foot to the floor.
It is slowing down. You lose, you keep the car, I'm keeping the engine.
Oh, okay.
And he has to remove it for me.
Okay, that's fair.
Wow, that was 0.3 of a second slower than his last lap. It was another 152. So he's run 156.9, 152.45, 152.75.
Okay, you lose, remove the motor, hand deliver it to David.
Right.
You keep the car.
That's it.
That seems fair. I like this.
I think you blew up the rear end.
Ah, dang it!
This thing is so much fun.
I think it stopped moving.
I broke it. I hope it's not a drive shaft. Aha! I didn't break the drive shaft. Win! I didn't break it. The rear end blew up.
I knew it. I forecasted that for like days. So the question is, how do you think you did in your first 3 laps versus the vet cart?
It was a lot of RPM, but it was like all wheel spin. So I don't know, through the corners, it kind of stuck pretty good. Like, it surprised me how well it stuck. I would just send it in, it would hit a cushion and just start turning. So I knew I had to just like throw it in harder than slowing down. But I don't know, I'm gonna think Finnegan got me by like 4 seconds.
Nailed it. He went 148, you went 152.
I should take it just because I guessed good.
You lose.
Oh.
But here's how it's gonna play. You still get to keep the car, but you gotta remove the engine and deliver it to me to put in the red Duster at Dulcich's place.
If I won, does that mean I would have got to keep the engine?
Yes.
It's like a win-lose, but it's still win.
No, it's a lose-lose, but I win.
Yeah.
And that's what's important.
Actually, everyone wins. Finnegan won the race, Birdsong won the Duster, I won the engine, and you win this free bit of life coaching from Roadkill. Just go buy an old dirt track car, or grab a Corvette and whack the body off the thing, or scheme your own automotive concoction and then use it to blast your buddies with mud or snow or rubber or chunks or whatever. Just lower your standards, raise your fun days like we do every time on Roadkill.